Marketing's first ever Q&A podcast. My name is Hayley Lim, General Manager of Client Delivery, and today I'm joined by Michael Kava, our Director, to answer a handful of questions. How are we doing, Michael?
I'm good, Hales. First Q&A podcast. I'm excited, and I haven't looked at the questions, so I like to do the spare of the moment answers.
Awesome.
Makes it more exciting.
Very good. Should we get started?
Let's do it. How many questions we got today?
Yeah, so today we have 5 questions and a bonus question from me.
One from you.
Yes.
6 questions. Let's do this.
Awesome.
All right, let's go. I feel like it's like Sale of the Century or it's a quiz or something.
Yes, almost like that. Make sure you perform well.
All right, let's go. Question 1.
Question 1. So we have a question from Rob.
Rob?
Yes, Rob. So Rob's a builder, and so he said, I've listened to some of your videos and podcasts and it's awesome.
Thanks, Rob.
5-star reviews. But he said, I can't do marketing on my own. Tell me, how can you help me and what does it cost?
Great question. Rob, where's Rob from?
Rob's from Narrabeen.
Okay, Sydney boy, and he's a builder, you said?
He's a builder.
Okay, so he wants to know what the cost, he said use the word cost, what the cost is,
yes,
and what marketing activities he should do.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks Rob, appreciate the first question. So, if I look at the middle of the range client that comes to Little Marketing, often what they will say to us is, look, we've invested all this money in marketing, but we've seen no return. And so our consultants or I will say, the first thing we'll ask them is, what is it that you're communicating to your clients and customers that is different to the competition? And often, Hales, the answer, as you know, it's a blank face. And that's the key bit. Marketing is about battling it's a battle of the mind and being in your customer's mind in a different way to the competition.
Yep.
So that is the key bit before you do any activities. What is it that you are communicating that is different to the competition? So that's the key bit. So you need to do that before you do any activities. And that's why when small businesses come to us and they say the activity hasn't worked, it's because how they've positioned themselves and communicated themselves differently to the competition is non-existent. So that's the key bit. So that's the first thing that Rob needs to have a look about. Second is the question about cost.
Yes.
So Rob, this is important, Rob, any money that is spent for your business is an investment. It's not a cost. Yeah, correct. You're investing in your business. So every dollar spent is not a cost, I see it as an investment. So marketing is the same. So when Little Marketing, and we're not going to talk specific dollar figures here. You need to inquire with us, Rob. But to give you a guide, what's really important is that you create a bit of a plan and a structure around the activities that you should do and figuring out what that point of difference and positioning is. So that's how we generally will work with a client first up, and that's a one-off investment, Rob, not a cost. It's a one-off investment for us to work with you to do that. And generally, most clients that come to us, it's not inhibitive. The investment isn't inhibitive, so they generally will go ahead with that one-off investment for us to create a plan. Now, what does a plan do? It creates some consistency in the message that you're putting out there, so that positioning message, and consistency in the frequency of the activity that's communicating that message. So that's the first step. Then, what does that ongoing investment look like? Well, Rob, it really depends on the amount of activities that we're consulting with you on and actually helping you to implement. I would say 95% of our clients get us to actually consult and implement the plan for them and work with them to make sure that whatever we're doing is working, and maybe what's not working as well, tweaking and fixing it. So it's about working with you in that consultative approach, Rob. So hopefully, and as a builder, there are different ways to communicate that point of difference and so many potential activities. So just get onto it, Rob.
Awesome.
Question 1 down. How was that? First one?
That was very good. Very comprehensive.
Comprehensive? Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. All right.
Awesome. Next question.
Question 2.
Jennifer with a passion. She's asking.
With a passion?
With a passion.
Yeah.
Her question is, what the hell is positioning? I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
So Jennifer owns a hair salon, and she's not sure how that applies to her.
Yeah, great question, Jennifer. Hair salon in where's Jennifer?
Jennifer, I think Jennifer's from Chatswood.
Oh, in Sydney as well. Okay.
Mhm.
Hair salon in Chatswood. Okay, what is positioning? So I might have touched on it with Rob's answer, Jennifer. But when we talk about positioning, it's actually not that complicated. So let me simplify what it means. It's about how are you positioning your business and your brand in the mind of your customers that is different to the competition. As I touched on, marketing is a battle of the mind. So you want to make sure that you are positioning your business and your brand in the minds of your customers and clients that is different to the competition, and communicating that over and over again so that you cement that position in your customers' minds. So if we use your industry specifically, Jennifer, it could be that you're differentiating on, there's 4 ways to differentiate. There's plenty, but 4 key ones. The service or product offering that you provide, the location that you provide that service in, your particular target audience, and maybe some leadership or expertise around what you do or how long you've been doing it for, Jennifer. So for example, you could be like the expert in working with women's hair, women's that have curly hair. That could be an expertise of yours, or being focused on women that are preparing to get married and getting them ready on their wedding day. So there's a lot of different offerings. It could be the audience, maybe it's older women, maybe it's both sexes, maybe there's a niche or a focus on the type of audience as well. Maybe you've been in Narrabeen for a long time, so a bit of a leadership position around that. Oh, sorry, Chatswood. Rob's in Narrabeen, in Chatswood. So there are different ways to differentiate and position your business, Jennifer, in the minds of your customers and clients that is a bit different to the competition. So that's the key. Did I answer Jennifer's question?
Yes, you did.
You spend hours in a hair salon, don't you, Hours?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe go see Jennifer in Chatswood. Too far away?
I'll go check her out this
All right,
weekend.
check her out. Do that.
Awesome. All right.
You spend time and money in hair salons. I think most women do, don't they?
Yeah.
There you go.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. What about guys? $30.
But
My barber.
But you go more though, guys.
More regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
The frequency is different.
That's true. There you go.
Awesome.
It's all about frequency today.
Yeah. Gonna justify it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. Next question.
Buzzer.
Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Steve. So Steve's question is all about what sort of marketing activities should he do?
Yeah.
So he runs a commercial plumbing business.
Okay. That question is probably the biggest question that we get asked by every small business owner we come across. What's going to work for me? There are so many so many marketing activity options these days. All the website stuff, all the Google stuff, SEO, SEM, AdWords, all that stuff. There's all the social stuff. There's signage. You've got a plumbing business. There could be some signage on the side of your van. Is it Steve? Signage on the side of your van. You could have signage when you go and visit a customer or a client. There could be flyers. There could be a profile doc, depending on who your clients are. You want to go and take them a document. So many activities. The activities part is actually the easy part, Steve. What's most important, like I've said for Jennifer and to Rob, is how are you positioning your plumbing business different to the other 1,000 plumbing businesses in Sydney. Is he in Sydney?
He's in Melbourne.
He's in Melbourne. Still 1,000 in Melbourne as well, probably more. So how are you positioning your plumbing business different to the competition? So, for example, are you focusing on the residential homeowner? Are you focusing on investment properties? Are you focusing on the strata community? Are you focusing on tier 1 builders? There are so many target audiences or offerings that you could be focusing in on, Steve. So it's important that you, again, how are you positioning your plumbing business different to the competition, and try to minimize that competition. One of the biggest obstacles that businesses have is that competition, and that's why that positioning bit is so important, and we've mentioned it for Jennifer and Rob today as well. So positioning important. In terms of activities, I think I rattled them off. So many potential activities. It's making sure though, Steve, is that whatever activities you're doing are relevant to the audience. So don't do stuff. So if, for example, you're targeting tier 1 builders, a letterbox drop's probably not relevant, but it could be relevant if you're targeting mum and dad homeowners. So make the activities super relevant. Think about where your audience lives, breathes, consumes communication, and be really targeted on them. But what's most important is in the activities, you are communicating that positioning and point of difference. Steve, hope that was useful, Steve.
Awesome.
Plumbing business.
Plumbing business.
Very competitive, but find that positioning and point of difference. That'll be key. Knock out some of that competition.
I guess the first thing is Steve knows that he wants to focus in commercial plumbing, so that's a plus to start with.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Thanks for telling me.
I did.
Did you?
I did.
Okay, so if we look at commercial, I'm glad you told me that now. Well, I forgot
Again.
the first time again. So if we look at commercial again, that's quite specific, which would be good, and you could maybe break that down even more. So when you say commercial, do you mean tier 1 builders? Do you mean the strata community? So let's use this example. Imagine I'm a strata manager and I'm sick of the plumbers that we use and I want to get a bit of a panel of plumbers. And I go to 2 websites. And one website, I go to it and the plumber says, we do everything. Mums, dads, strata, commercial, we do it all. And then I go to another website, Steve, and on the banner of the website, it says, we are the expert plumbers for the strata community. Now, as a person that works in strata, I'm going to look at those 2 websites. Obviously, I'm going to pick the expert in what I do. So if you can show that expertise, Steve, in whatever marketing activities you choose, just reinforce it, mate, and drive it home every day. And that's when we say positioning, that's what we mean. Positioning your business and your brand in the minds of your customers, that's different. So it's good that you've already got it, you're thinking about that focus already, Steve. Really good.
Awesome. Ready for the next question?
Question 4, let's go. What are we? We've got 6 questions in total.
Yes.
Let's go. Question 4.
So
I'm liking the range of clients. Builders, hair salon, plumbers. It's good.
Awesome. All right, next question from Andy. Andy didn't say where he's from, but
come on, Andy.
Andy's question is about, he wants to understand what the difference is between positioning and slogan.
Yes, positioning. Did you say positioning or positioning statement? What did you say?
Position statement. We actually, we answered this question a few times in planning meetings with our clients, because some of our clients actually.
Or they say tagline. What's a tagline?
Yes, tagline. That's right.
Yes, great question. Who have we got? What's your name?
Andy.
Andy. Hey, Andy. We don't know where you're from. What's his business? Does he say?
No.
Doesn't say.
Just generic question.
Maybe he's a competitor.
So should we not answer the question?
No, we'll answer it. All right, Andy. What's the difference between a positioning statement and a slogan or a tagline? So if I look at, let's do an example of a slogan to help explain. So the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. So that for me is a slogan. That's something that is memorable and it's something that you hear over and over again. You've heard it on TV, radio, Spotify, YouTube ads. You've heard it everywhere over the years. So for me, that's a slogan or a tagline. Now, Burger King or Hungry Jack's, they have the marketing investment to communicate that over and over again and spend millions to reinforce that slogan. Everyone listening today is a small business owner.
Yep.
You don't have the marketing investment that Burger King has. So what we want to make sure is that every opportunity that we have to communicate what it is that you do and why you're different, we want to take that opportunity. So whether it's on your website, whether it's on a flyer that you do, whether it's on your social media banner, whether it's on an email that you send out, whether it's on your signage, whether it's on the side of your van, we want to be consistent in communicating that positioning that we rattled on about today, but put it into some wording or language. So positioning statement between kind of 3 and 7 words that really communicates what you do and why you're different. So when someone reads that statement, it's really obvious and not fluffy. So I hear like slogans that say better than the rest or
innovation matters.
Innovation matters. That means nothing on the side of your van. People, we live in such an over-communicated society. So we want to make the messaging on what we do and why we're different really simple for people to just get and understand straight away. We don't need them. We don't need to be tricky and overcomplicated and go, oh, that's a clever, when people don't have time to decipher what you're doing. Just a clever statement that communicates what you do and why you're different, that's a positioning statement.
Definitely. Especially, we want to almost, in small business marketing, we almost want to declutter it and just make sure we really focus on what we do and what the brand stands for.
Declutter. I love that word, Hales. I love that word.
Yeah, awesome word. All right, next question.
Tell me.
Okay, so next question we have Steph. Steph asking this question from Collingwood.
Oh, Collingwood, Melbourne.
Yes.
Are they still in the AFL finals? Oh, you don't follow footy. What I'm asking you for.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. All right, so Steph's question is, when is the best time for a small business owner to engage a marketing company?
Steph, is it? So Steph, firstly, marketing company term is very broad. So little marketing or a marketing consultancy specifically built for small businesses. There's lots of marketing agencies, marketing firms, marketing companies. We are not that. We are consultancy. Why? Because, and why am I picking on your words? Poor Steph.
It's because you're picky.
Because I'm picky, and it's because, and that's what our clients pay us for. It's about working with you in that consultative approach, and that's what all of our team of consultants do. What was Steph's question? I forgot. Tell me. Sorry, Steph.
Steph's asking, when's the best time for a small business owner to engage a marketing company?
Yeah, marketing consultancy. So, anytime. So if you're starting out a business, day one, you're going to be open up a fruit shop. So random. Fruit shop. You need to think about what is it that you're communicating that's different to the other fruit shops, that's different to Coles, that's different to grocery stores. What is it that you are, how are you positioning your business and your brand that's different to the competition? That's the key. So day zero, starting out a business is perfect because you're going to be, on day one, you're going to be talking to somebody about your new business. And how are you going to communicate that? Just in a sentence, in a conversation that is different to the competition. So key. So day zero is important. At the same time, if you're a business that's been going for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, we've got clients in all of those business life cycles. There's no bad time to start your marketing and, to use Hayley's words, declutter. We live in such an over-communicated society, as was mentioned today. So every time is the right time to position your business differently to the competition. It's one of the biggest battles is competition, as well as time, money, energy, and skills. That's the other battle from a marketing perspective for business owners.
Yeah.
You're low on time, you're low on energy, low on the marketing skills generally. And what was the other one? Time, money, and money. You're low on money. You want to make sure that every investment that you make in marketing is well invested and there's a thought process behind it and you're not just doing marketing for the hell of it. So, is it Steph?
Yes, Steph.
Steph, any time is a good time to start thinking about communicating what you do and why you're different and then actually communicating that on an ongoing basis.
I think it's almost not about timing because, like you say, right, we can help small businesses at any point in time of their business life cycle, but it's more of their mindset, whether they want to be helped or not. Because times we have clients inquiring and they may not be as receptive and want to be helped, but they want to do marketing.
Yes.
But then at the same time, we're really lucky to have majority of the clients and inquiries that come through, they genuinely want to be helped and they're open to our advice.
Spot on. If I think about all the podcasts and books I read from that talk about experience and really successful, mega successful business owners, they don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
And they are open to learning, upskilling, and getting the experts to guide them and consult with them on what they should be doing. And if, as a business owner, and I think we've got the authority to say this, we've been doing this for 15 years. Yeah. As a business owner, if you think that you have all the answers, then perfect. Go and do it and have a crack. But if you're engaging a professional, let them take the front foot. And if they're not taking the front foot, then sack them. Because you want them to have that consultative approach. If you've got to tell them what to do, chances are they're not the company for you. But at least give them the chance to consult with you. Otherwise, it's not a match made in heaven, and that's really important.
Yeah. Couldn't agree.
You got to, as a business owner, you got to be able to be willing to learn, listen, upskill. So important. How do you learn and innovate and grow as a business owner if you don't learn?
So deep.
I know. It frustrates me because I see some great businesses out there with good ideas, but the mindset, as you rightly pointed out, the mindset's not there.
Yeah.
And the mindset is key. The mindset is 90% of success. Most people can learn the technical of most things, but do you have the drive, the motivation, the skills, the willing to learn, and that consistency of learning, and the drive and the determination, the persistence and the perseverance to make a success of your business? That's why, I don't know what the stats are, is it 90% of businesses fail in the first 2 years?
Yeah, I think it's pretty high.
Pretty high?
It's pretty high.
And it's because of that. People aren't taught how to run a business, Hales.
Yeah.
They know the skill, how to be a plumber, a builder, a hairdresser, a fruit shop. They know how to do that. But running a business is different. Growth mindset, motivating staff, payroll, GST, accounting, HR, contracts, marketing. No, you don't get taught that stuff.
You lost me at hello.
Correct.
Awesome.
Jerry Maguire.
Okay, last question.
Yes.
So bonus question.
Bonus question.
By me. That's why it's a bonus.
I'm scared. No, I'm ready. Let's go.
So we get this we got this probably a handful of times, these questions. Our clients will ask us these questions.
A handful of times in 15 years? That's a big handful.
Yeah, big handful. So the question is, can we change our positioning statement over time?
Can the client change their positioning statement?
Yes.
Okay, great question. So remember let's go back to what a positioning statement is. It's about communicating your point of difference. So if your point of difference changes over time, then your positioning statement can absolutely change.
Yep.
If I look at general business life cycle, your point of difference generally doesn't change that regularly. Maybe every couple of years, maybe every 5 years, maybe every 10 years, maybe never. It's not something that's interchangeable. So you can't, day one, use positioning statement 1, day 2, use positioning statement 2, and then day 3, go back to the positioning statement you used on day 1 and rotate it. That's not how a positioning statement works. Positioning statement only works if it's used consistency in its frequency and consistency in the same message over and over again.
Yeah.
So to answer the question from Hayley Lim, our listener, it's yes, it can evolve as your business evolves.
Yeah.
But not day to day. Did that answer your question, Hayley Lim?
Yes, definitely did. I hope everyone got a lot out of our first Q&A podcast.
I think it was really good because it gave a range of not only questions but industries as well. And I'm hoping that we gave some specific examples to everyone listening. I actually really like the Q&A. Whose idea was that?
I think it was yours.
No, I'm not taking the credit. Probably
Alright,
was.
it's mine then.
We'll go with yours.
So how do you feel about the first one?
Yeah, I think it was great. I think what's important, if there's one thing I took out of it, it's making sure that as a small business owner, if you're engaging a marketing consultancy, make sure that they are consulting with you.
Yeah.
We've been going for 15 years, and again, I'm not scared to say this, but there's a lot of trash out there from a marketing perspective. Have these businesses worked with small business owners for 15 years? We don't have a lot of competition in that space, Hales.
No.
So I think it's important that, and if you go to a marketing agency, you get sold the dream, then you get thrown a junior who doesn't have the marketing expertise, doesn't understand marketing, how it works. The mindset of a small business owner is the key. Business for a business owner is more than just this business or brand. It's their livelihood. It's their mortgage. It's their kids' school fees. It's their vehicle. It's their car. It's their holidays. It's more than just a business. It's their livelihood. So we take that very seriously. So if that's one thing I took out of it, it's that it's reinforcing that mindset bit for business owners.
100%, I agree. My family owns a business.
Yep.
So I see that every day.
Yeah.
That's what my dad lives and breathes every day.
Yep.
So definitely.
Yeah, I think that mindset is key. Thanks, Hales. That was awesome.
So, looking forward to next month's Q&A.
Let's do it.
Awesome. So in the meantime, before our next Q&A podcast, if you have any questions, make sure you send them through via ask@littlemarketing.com.au, or we'll send an EDM which you can just reply with your question, and hopefully we pick yours and we'll answer next month.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great session. Thanks, Hales.
Thank you.
Just a reminder, to get even more out of today's episode, go to the show notes to find the link, or visit littlemarketing.com.au, where you can download a worksheet with the key points discussed in today's episode. This is so that you can make your own notes around some of the things discussed, get your marketing moving, and start implementing. Again, thanks for listening and have a great day. Please note that all the information provided on this podcast is general in nature and is not intended to be specific advice to your individual situation. Please be sure to engage a professional for a customized approach to your business and personal circumstances.